Hello! Let's talk about peak productivity hours. In my experience, no two authors are the same. Some authors work best at night, others do their best work in the morning. For some, the afternoon is a sweet spot. A lot of authors can only write on weekdays. Then again, perhaps the weekend is your jam. Finally, there are some writers that can work day or night, weekday or weekend, without any restrictions. If that's you, then you can count yourself as lucky, because you have been blessed. The rest of us have peaks and valleys. I, for one, have a lot of limitations. But I know that about myself, and that knowledge helps inform my decisions. For example, I'm typically pretty sluggish and lacking in creativity on the weekend. My brain and my body are used to working Monday through Friday. They like to take Saturday and Sunday off. So, when I make them work on the weekend, they often rebel on me, and it is not pretty. Sometimes it takes me twice as long to write half as many words on the weekend. At the same time, during the week, I'm generally pretty productive, at least during key points in the day. Typically, that's the middle of the morning. If that sounds hyper specific, that's because it is. I've tested it. 10 a.m. to noon is usually when I hit peak productivity. The crazy part is that I usually start work at 8. Those first few hours are generally a slow warm up period for me. I might only write 250 or 300 words during the first hour. The second hour is usually a little better. I'll get around 500 words then. Once 10 o'clock rolls around, that's when I hit my stride. I can get between 750 to 1,000 words then. Of course, those are just my numbers, and I'm a pretty slow writer. I know people who can do far better. Anyway, after lunch, things slow down for me. I'm usually good for 1 hour of creativity after lunch, then I hit a dead patch. And when I say a dead patch, I mean the entire rest of the day and night. You see, the afternoon is lousy for my creativity. So is nighttime. Not all writers are like that, though. Some people thrive at night. Their creative juices live for that. Meanwhile, other writers get a spark in the early morning. We're talking like 4 or 5 a.m. There's a sweet spot for you as well, and I want you to find it. When you do that, it can turbocharge your creativity. Now, it's going to take some trial and error. Maybe one day you wake up early and try out a writing sprint, or you stay up an hour later and see how much you can get written before bed. Then again, maybe the afternoon is perfect for you. Run some tests. See what works for you. Then adjust your writing time accordingly. If you know that 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. is a creative dead spot for you, don't waste your time writing then. Conversely, if 10 p.m. is peak creativity time for you, then try to schedule all of your writing blocks then. It's hard enough writing on a consistent basis. You don't want to make things more difficult for yourself. Put yourself in a position to succeed. When you do that, you'll be surprised by how much you can get done. Now, before you go, I want to tell you about a free mini guide that I'm giving out right now. It's called The Top Mistakes That Self-Publishers Make. You can get your copy by clicking on the link in the description of this video. Download your copy now. Do not miss this opportunity.